What if I told you that nothing in your life is random? Every joy, every heartbreak, every chance encounter is a thread woven into the grand tapestry of your existence. But most people walk through life unaware of this truth, caught in cycles of confusion, suffering, and longing for answers. Today we'll explore 5 transformative lessons from Buddhism that will clear your mind, free you from mental chains, and help you understand the invisible forces shaping your life. These aren't just concepts, they are keys to profound inner peace and unshakable seal. Imagine waking up every day with a calm, focused mind, navigating life's storms with grace and wisdom. By the end of this video, you won't just understand these lessons, you'll feel them shift something inside you. So, take a deep breath. Let the noise of the outside world fade away. This is your moment to discover the hidden truths that have been guiding you all along. Stay with me. What you're about to hear could change the way you see everything. Nothing in this universe happens by accident. Every experience, whether joyous or painful, is a ripple caused by past actions, thoughts, and intentions. But understanding this truth isn't about blaming yourself for misfortune. It's about reclaiming your power. Imagine planting a seed in fertile soil. You water it, nourish it, and patiently wait for it to grow. But what if you process exactly? The seeds you sow in your mind and heart inevitably blossom into the circumstances of your life. If you constantly dwell in negativity, judgment, or fear, your life begins to reflect that energy. But if you choose kindness, patience, and compassion, even when it's hard, you start reshaping your future. The beauty of karma is that nothing is fixed. At any moment, you can decide to plant better seeds. Picture someone who wronged you deeply. Maybe they betrayed your trust, shattered your heart, or left you feeling broken. The instinct might be to hold on to anger, to seek revenge, or to carry the pain as part of your identity. But doing so is like gripping a burning coal. You only scorch yourself. Instead, what if you saw that person's actions as the product of their own unresolved suffering? What if, by forgiving them, you didn't just release them? You freed yourself? The law of cause and effect teaches that every action ripples back to us. So forgiveness becomes a gift you give yourself. Love, even in the face of hurt, becomes the ultimate act of self-liberation. And here's the most empowering truth. Even your current struggles are not punishments but lessons. If you're facing hardship, it may be the universe's way of presenting you with a chance to grow, to dissolve old karmic patterns, and to rise stronger. The past is unchangeable, but the present moment is a garden waiting for your hands. Choose your seeds wisely. Cultivate love, integrity, and patience, even when no one is watching. The universe always is, because life doesn't happen to you. It happens through you. Life is a fleeting river, flowing ceaselessly. The people we love, the things we cherish, even the versions of ourselves we cling to, all are destined to change. Yet we suffer not because things change, but because we resist their natural flow. Imagine holding a butterfly in your hands. If you clutch it tightly, its delicate wings will break. But if you open your palms, it might rest there for a moment, freely, before flying away. Love, possessions, even life itself, are much like that butterfly. Clinging too hard suffocates joy, while acceptance unlocks peace. Consider a relationship that once brought you immense happiness but ended in heartbreak. The pain lingers not just from loss, but from the refusal to let go of what once was. We replay memories, yearn for what's gone, and build mental prisons of what could have been. But what if you saw that relationship as a precious chapter, one that taught you about love, vulnerability, and your own strength? What if, instead of grasping at ghosts, you bowed to the impermanence of life and chose to walk forward with grace? Impermanence isn't a curse. It's a profound blessing. It teaches us to treasure the present moment. Knowing that everything is temporary makes love more precious, laughter more vibrant, and even pain more meaningful. Imagine standing beneath a cherry blossom tree, its petals falling gently to the ground. You don't mourn the petals as they drift away. You marvel at their beauty while they last. Life asks us to do the same, to appreciate each moment, each person, each experience, without demanding that it lasts forever. And this truth applies to your struggles too. The pain you're feeling right now? It's not eternal. The sadness, the confusion, the weight you carry? Like a passing storm, it will dissipate. Nothing stays. Not joy, not sorrow, not even the self you were yesterday. When you embrace impermanence, you stop fearing change. You stop gripping so tightly to things that were never meant to be permanent. You love more freely, forgive more easily, and live with a heart unburdened by the need to control what was never in your power to control. Because peace isn't found in holding on. It's found in learning to let go. Your mind is like a restless ocean, constantly moving, sometimes calm, sometimes turbulent. But what if you could rise above the waves and simply watch them? What if, instead of being tossed around by every thought and emotion, you could observe them with quiet understanding? This is the power of mindfulness, the art of being fully present. Imagine sitting in a garden, watching the wind gently sway the leaves. You try to stop the wind or control the branches. You just watch. Mindfulness invites you to do the same with your thoughts. Instead of getting caught in endless mental loops, regret over the past, anxiety for the future, you simply notice what arises without judgment or resistance. Try this. Close your eyes and take a slow, deep breath. Feel the air filling your lungs, the rise and fall of your chest. For just that moment, you're not lost in worries or desires. You're simply present. And in that presence, there's peace. But mindfulness isn't just about quiet meditation. It's about carrying that presence into your everyday life. When you're eating, truly taste the food. When you're listening to someone, truly hear their words. When you're walking, feel the ground beneath your feet. Most of us live on autopilot, moving through life without truly experiencing it. We let precious moments slip by unnoticed because our minds are somewhere else. But life only ever happens in the present. The past is a memory, the future, a projection. The only place you can truly live is here now. Mindfulness also helps you understand your inner landscape. It shines a light on your triggers, your fears, and the patterns that cause you suffering. When you're mindful, you catch yourself before reacting impulsively. You notice the flare of anger, the tightening of the chest, the stories your mind tells itself, and in that noticing you create space. Instead of snapping at a loved one out of frustration, you pause. You breathe. You choose a kinder response. Instead of drowning in sadness, you observe the emotion as it moves through you, like a passing cloud in the sky. You realize you are not your thoughts or your feelings. You are the awareness behind them. This shift is profound. It frees you from being a prisoner of your own mind. It allows you to navigate life with greater clarity, compassion, and grace. And the beauty of mindfulness, you don't need anything special to practice it. You don't need a meditation cushion or a quiet forest. You just need your breath, your body, your senses, because mindfulness isn't about escaping life. It's about fully living it. Imagine working tirelessly on a beautiful sand mandala, carefully placing each grain with precision and love, only to sweep it away the moment it's complete. This is the essence of detached action, a practice that leads to profound inner freedom. In life, we are taught to strive for results. We chase success, crave recognition, and tie our sense of worth to achievements. But this attachment to outcomes becomes a source of endless suffering. When things don't go as planned, we feel defeated. When we succeed, we cling to that success, fearing its loss. Buddhism teaches a different way. Pour your heart into your actions, but let go of the results. Think of a gardener planting a tree. They water it, nourish the soil, and protect it from storms. But they can't force it to grow. The gardener acts with love and diligence, not because they demand immediate fruits, but because tending the tree itself is fulfilling. Life works the same way. When you act purely for the sake of doing what feels right, rather than obsessing over rewards or fearing failure, you unlock true freedom. You stop being controlled by external circumstances. Let's say you're working toward a goal, maybe building a career, writing a book, or healing a broken relationship. If your happiness depends solely on the outcome, every setback feels devastating. But if you shift your focus to the process itself, every step becomes meaningful, regardless of where the path leads. Detached action doesn't mean indifference or lack of ambition. It means giving your best effort, fully and wholeheartedly, without letting your peace hinge on the result. It's the difference between playing music to enjoy the melody versus playing just to reach the end of the song. This mindset dissolves anxiety and quiets the restless need for validation. It allows you to embrace failure as a teacher, not a threat. And ironically, when you stop grasping so tightly, life often flows more effortlessly because your energy isn't wasted on fear or control. Imagine the liberation of doing what you love, simply for the joy of doing it. Imagine creating, building, loving, giving, not to get something in return, but because the act itself brings you alive. When you live this way, every moment becomes sacred. You plant seeds without worrying whether you'll see them bloom. You give kindness without expecting gratitude. You walk your path with an open heart, trusting that whatever unfolds is exactly what's meant to be. This is the paradox of true freedom. When you release your grip on life, life embraces you back. Imagine standing at the edge of a vast, still lake. You toss a small stone into the water, and ripples expand outward, touching every part of the surface. Even the tiniest action influences the whole. This is how the law of resonance works. The energy you send out shapes the reality you experience. Every thought, every emotion, every intention carries a frequency. And just like a tuning fork, the universe responds to those vibrations, matching and amplifying them in your life. If you radiate kindness, patience, and gratitude, life reflects those qualities back to you. But if you harbor bitterness, fear, or resentment, that energy echoes in your surroundings, attracting situations and people that reinforce those feelings. It's not about toxic positivity or denying difficult emotions. It's about recognizing that your inner state is a powerful creative force. When you consciously choose to elevate your vibration, even in the face of hardship, you shift your entire experience of reality. Consider this. When you smile at a stranger, you might brighten their day in ways you'll never see. When you forgive someone who wronged you, you dissolve chains of negativity that might have lasted lifetimes. And when you silently wish well for others, you weave unseen threads of love and harmony into the fabric of existence. These small, seemingly insignificant acts generate waves that extend far beyond what the eye can perceive. You start to realize that every moment, every interaction, every breath is an opportunity to shape the world around you. But trusting the law of resonance requires patience and faith. Sometimes the energy you put out takes time to return. You might feel like your efforts go unnoticed, like your kindness is met with indifference, or your struggles never ease. In those moments, remember, the universe is always listening. The seeds you plant in the soil of consciousness will bloom when the conditions are right. And often your greatest tests are simply chances to prove your commitment to your highest vibration. When life challenges you, when someone insults you, when plans fall apart, when shadows creep into your mind, see these as opportunities. Not as punishments, but as invitations to hold your frequency steady, to respond with love when love is hardest to give, to choose hope when despair whispers in your ear. The more you align yourself with the energy you wish to receive, the more life rearranges itself to match your frequency. It's not magic or wishful thinking. It's the natural harmony of existence. Like a musician tuning their instrument, you refine your inner state, little by little, until you vibrate in sync with the life you envision. And eventually, the world around you begins to play the same melody. Trust that process. Trust that the love you give returns 1,000-fold. Trust that your inner peace ripples outward, touching lives you'll never know. And trust that every high-frequency choice you make, no matter how small, contributes to a more compassionate, awakened world. Because in the grand symphony of the universe, your energy is never lost. Life is not a series of random events. It's a sacred tapestry, woven with threads of cause and effect, impermanence, and unseen energy. Each moment, whether joyful or painful, carries a hidden lesson. And the more we awaken to these truths, the clearer our path becomes. Understanding the law of cause and effect empowers you to live with purpose. Knowing your actions shape your destiny. Embracing impermanence frees you from clinging, allowing you to love without fear of loss. Mindfulness anchors you to the present, turning ordinary moments into gateways of peace. Acting without attachment liberates you from the chains of expectation, revealing the pure joy of simply being. And trusting the law of resonance reminds you that every thought, word, and deed ripples through existence, sculpting the world around you. When you integrate these teachings, life transforms. Suffering becomes a guide, not an enemy. Hardship becomes a teacher, not a punishment. And every breath becomes a chance to align with your highest self. The path isn't always easy, but it is always meaningful. And as you walk it with an open heart and a clear mind, you not only elevate your own consciousness, but also contribute to the collective awakening of humanity. Because every step taken in wisdom and compassion sends light into the world. And that light, no matter how small, has the power to illuminate even the darkest corners of existence. If these lessons have touched your heart or shifted your perspective, don't let the journey end here. Take a moment to like this video. It's a small action, but it helps spread this wisdom to more souls seeking clarity and peace. Share this video with someone who might be struggling or searching for meaning. You never know whose life you might change with a simple gesture of kindness. And we'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment and tell us which lesson resonated most deeply with you. Your insight might be the exact inspiration someone else needs to keep going. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. Together, we'll continue exploring life's profound truths, unraveling the mysteries of the universe, and learning how to navigate this human experience with grace and wisdom. Remember, every step you take toward understanding yourself sends ripples of light into the world. And by walking this path together, we contribute to something far greater than ourselves. A global awakening of compassion, presence, and boundless love. Let's continue this journey side by side.